Thank you for tuning in to Everything Valves, the channel dedicated to bringing you everything valves. Thank you for everyone supporting this channel. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe for more valve videos. In today's video, we will be performing an API 598 hydrostatic test on a 1-inch class 1500 WCB floating ball valve. We will start by performing a shell test. First, we need to fill the cavity with water. So here we'll close the valve, and now the body will begin to fill up with water. Once the body is filled with water, we can then begin to add pressure and build up. I have here quick references to the API 598 spec. We are performing a test on a floating ball valve. The API spec requires a floating ball valve to have a hydro shell test performed, as well as a low pressure seat test. However, there is an option for the customer to specify high pressure seat tests. Our customer has required a high pressure seat test be performed on these valves, so we will be performing a high pressure seat test along with the low pressure seat test. In this video, we will only be showing you the high pressure seat test. Minimum test duration specified by the API 598 spec is: ball valve shall have a 15-second test and the seats shall have a 15-second test. However, our customer has required a minimum of 30 seconds for the shell and for the seat tests. The test pressure shall be performed at 1.5 times the pressure rating at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the high pressure seat test, it shall be 1.1 times. Here's a quick chart I have generated listing different body materials. Each body material will then have a different pressure class. Each class shall have a shell test performed at these pressures specified here, and the seat test shall have tests performed at these pressures here. So since we are performing a class 1500 test, the shell test shall have a 5,575 psi test performed, and the seat test shall be 4,075 psi. The maximum allowable leakage rate for this type of floating ball valve with resealant seats shall have 0 leakage rate. So we will pressure up the valve to the 5575 psi, or 1.5 times the pressure rating for the shell. As you can see here. And now we will begin to look for any leakage through the body, through the stem packing on top, through any welds, any inlet connections, any outlet connections, any leakage through the shell is what we're looking for. And again, API requires a 15-second shell test. Our customer has required a 30-second shell test to be performed. And the valve is holding pressure with no leakage visible. Once the time has expired, we will bleed off the pressure in the cavity. Now that the pressure has been bled off, we will open our release valve to release any trapped pressure. For the seat test, we need to let the valve seat cavity fill with water. So we'll close the valve, let the water fill inside. Once the water has filled the cavity, we will begin to add pressure, slowly, gradually climbing to 1.1 times the pressure rating. Now we want to make sure the valve seat is working and monitor the pressure. Checking for any leakage. Once the valve has passed the seat test, we will bleed off the pressure and open the valve. Now we will disconnect the valve from the testing equipment, rotate and perform the same test on the opposite seat. Once the valve has passed the high pressure seat tests, we will go back and perform the low pressure seat test, which will be performed with air at 80 psi on each seat for 15 seconds. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions about an API 598 hydrostatic test, please comment down below. Thank you for watching Everything Valves, and we'll see you in the next video.